Good morning, YouTube, if it's morning where you are, and welcome to a single battle that I have for you guys today. This is a Mono Water versus a kind of OU team. I mean, you've got all your usual OU scum there. You've got Gyarados, Wash Rotom, Mawile, Garchomp, Scumflame, and Fortress for the spikes and stuff. This battle went pretty well, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll just get straight on into it and not blabber anymore, so let's get into this battle. As usual, I lead out with my Quillfish, but this is not my Intimidate Quillfish. This is Tutoy, my Sword Stance Quillfish. So I could have gone for a taunt on this Fortress, but I was like, what's the point? My Mantine's got defog. Let's just let him think that he can set up all the hazards that he wants while I just set up on him. So I just start Sword Stancing. I go for a Waterfall to see how much damage a one Sword Stance Waterfall does to this thing. It does a reasonable amount, but I thought, not enough power, let's get some more Sword Stances in. So it's Berry Pops that gets the berry, and he's going to go for more spikes, which is pretty much all Fortress does. It's just spikes and Rapid Spinner pretty much. So I'm going to go for a Sword Stance here and continue to set up on this guy. And he can't really do anything about it. He's just going to continue to go for some spikes. Not really doing much really other than that. And I'm just going to carry on Sword Stancing until I'm now at +6 now, I think, yeah. He's going to continue to go for spikes, and I'm just going to start attacking this thing now. So I'm just going to go straight for a Waterfall and get some damage off on it and take it out easily because my attack is so high right now. So that is the end of the Fortress. But I do have all these spikes on my side which I have to worry about now. In comes Garchomp. He's always going to outspeed me anyway, obviously, and he's going to go for an Earthquake, but I'm sashed, so that's cool. And I'm going to live this hit, and I'm able to go for a Waterfall on this Garchomp. And that's just easily going to take it out. I mean, boom. One dead Garchomp. One dead Landshark. The only problem is he had Rough Skin, and I was like, what? So, obviously I died then. That was really annoying. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I could have pulled a Pointy Pete Sweep, but no. Well, a Tutoy Sweep, but no. In comes Rotom Wash. I should have predicted that really, but I went into Mantine because I was trying to get rid of the rocks and spikes as soon as I could. But he was always going to go back into Rotom, I suppose, just Volt Switch, thinking he could kill my whole team with Volt Switch. I predict that and go straight into Lantern to absorb this Volt Switch, which is good really because he heals all the spike damage that Lantern took for swapping him. So that's all my HP back pretty much. And my lefty's back as well. He can't really stay on me because he will have nothing to do to me. He'll only have Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, probably Hydro Pump, and some of them carry Pain Split and stuff, or Confuse Ray. So I'm going to Confuse Ray him, and he'll be forced to swap out after burning me anyway, because the Rotom really has nothing else it can do to me. So I'm able to get the Confuse off. I'm not really bothered about the burn so much. And he's going to swap out because he has no choice and he can't Volt Switch. And he's going to go into his Intimidate Mawile, which isn't going to affect me obviously because I'm a special attacker. And I'm just going to get a T-Wave up on this on the switch. I wasn't sure what was swapping in, but I knew his Garchomp had gone, so whatever it was I could Thunder Wave. So I was pretty pleased with that. I got a nice Paralyze off. And I'm just going to completely go all out, and I'm going to Parafuse this guy next turn. After he's obviously megaed and got the huge power and everything. I kind of predicted that Sucker Punch because that's all Mega Mawile does unless Trick Room's up, so I just went for a Confuse Ray to kind of dodge that Sucker Punch and to also get some good damage on it when it hits itself in Confusion. So I'm going to get my lefty's recovery as well, and I'm going to take my burn damage unfortunately as well, which is kind of sucky. I'm just going to go for Surf, just want to see how much damage the Surf would do, and it does a surprising amount of damage. I wasn't expecting it to really do that much. He's going to be confused, go for Play Rough, and take me out, which I probably shouldn't have sacked off my Lantern so fast, but oh well. Probably could have kept it for more swap-ins to Rotom Wash, but it was alright. So in comes Mantine. I was thinking, well, since this thing's confused and paralysed, I have a high chance of not getting attacked by it, and hopefully I'll be able to get a defog. And I do get my defog up, which is great. I also figured if he was going for Sucker Punch, then he wouldn't be able to defog me either. So I'm going to get some health back from my lefties. I went for another defog here because I was trying to get lefties recovery without him going for a sucker punch on me. But he hits himself in confusion anyway, which is sweet. And I get my lefties as well. So Mantine's looking on pretty good health now, so I don't really have to worry about her. So I'm just going to swap out and swap into my Alamola. I was trying to get Mantine into a kind of health way where I knew that he's going to hit himself again, where I knew that I'd be able to wish pass into her later on in game if I needed to. Moai is going to actually land a sucker punch on me, but Alamola is such a wall that it doesn't do too much to me. I went for a knockoff just to try and get a bit of damage off on it, because I didn't think Aqua Jet would... I thought knockoff would be stronger than Aqua Jet for some reason. And then I realised you don't get the double damage and it's resisted, so Aqua Jet was kind of do more. He's going for sucker punches, but I'm outspeeding them because he's paralysed, I think. Because I have been sucker punched while I've Aqua Jetted before, so I think sometimes it goes on the speed stat. So I've Aqua Jetted that thing to death, and that is the end of the Morale, so I don't have to worry about Morale anymore, which is good. If I was him, I would have swapped into my Rotom Wash as I was doing the Aqua Jets, but he's going to swap into Rotom Wash now, and I'm going to make a play into Politoed because I have no Lantern anymore, and I figured that I'd get the rain up just for the rest of my team and then sack off my Politoed because I don't really need my Politoed anymore. He goes for a Will-O-Wisp, and I was like, do I go for a Hydro Pump with the Rain Boost, or do I just go for a Focus Blast and try and get a bit of like maybe neutral damage on? So I was like, I'll go for a Focus Blast, and he actually Volt Switches and switches into Talonflame. I don't even know why he would swap into a Fire type on a Drizzle Politoed, but hey, he did. I have no idea why. Maybe he was hoping that the priority or something, but if I'd landed that Hydro Pump, that Talonflame would be gone. So I was kind of kicking myself for that, and obviously Talonflame, the only move it ever knows is obviously Brave Bird, so that's all it ever does. So it's going to Brave Bird me, and that is the end of my Politoed. And he's going to get that Shell Bell recoil like negation, which is a pretty good item in a way, I guess. I'm going to go into Mantine, and it's going to Brave Bird me again, but Mantine will not be Brave Birded, so she's going to tank this and retaliate back pretty hard with a Scald in the rain, which Talonflame is not going to survive. So, that's the end of the Talonflame. Don't have to worry about that thing anymore, because that thing is just so scummy and so horrible to fight against. It just spams Brave Bird constantly. It's a real killer for my grass team, because my grass can't really counter fire. Flying even. In comes Rotom Wash anyway, and he's going to go for Volt Switch on my Mantine, which is fine. I don't mind losing Mantine at this point because I didn't have anything I wanted to swap in. And I was hoping for the 3 swap in against whoever he sent in next. And he's going to send in Gyarados, which is great because I swapped into my Sharpedo. Now, I thought he would predict me to Protect, so I just went straight for a Crunch. And I do loads of damage to it, and like way over half, which is like really good. I wasn't expecting to do that with damage to it, and he's going to go for a Dragon Dance and get his speed boost and his attack boost. And his lefty's recovery. But since I outsped it the first time and now I've got a speed boost in as well, I know I'm going to outspeed it this time, and I'm able just to finish it off with another Crunch. So that's the end of the Gyarados. I don't really like Gyarados, I don't know why. It's like a really strong water type that I should probably like use, but I don't really know why I don't like it. So now my Sharpedo's at +2 speed, and I'm going to go for a Crunch on this Rotom Wash. And good old Sharpedo has done a huge amount of damage with Rotom Wash, and I get the defense drops as well. Rotom Wash can Volt Switch me all day, but I'm going to tank that with my Focus Sash and Outspeed to kill it next turn. The rain does disappear as well. So I'm going to get another speed boost in, so I think that's 4 speed boosts in, and I'm just going to finish off this Rotom with a Crunch, which is no way going to survive considering the first one, and it got defense drops as well. So that is the end of the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you around. Goodbye.